there we go.
do. It does take a long time. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you might. Hello, nerds, indeed. Oh, look, if we had comments, I thought it's added this feature now to let these comments appear. We can make them disappear. If you all had enough comments, just, hang on, let's be fair. Let's make me disappear. That's probably a better idea. That is probably a better idea. Now, I don't know where everyone else is. Perhaps they're all at AUVSI.
We are everybody.
We are everybody. That's true. But the thing,
everyone that's important.
I've put out as many of the press releases as I can from AVSI that's happened today. And number A, there's very few of them. Number B, they're quite dull. And number C, they're not the stuff I expected. It's really not. It's not what I thought it would be this year.
No Comdex,
It's no what, sorry?
It's no Comdex.
I don't know what Comdex is.
Oh man.
You know me, I don't know anything outside of this world. But it's there's plenty lots of people there and they're excited about it. But I really thought this is going to be the hello there, Johnny. Hello everybody, Northside Simon and MTV and everyone. I thought this was going to be the year of we look at all the FPV drones we're going to build for Ukraine and all the military and everyone. And I thought it's going to be wall to wall like that. I also thought that there'd be a lot of companies pushing NDAA, the blue, and all that sort of a thing, because if DJI don't come up with something sensible by December 31st, that's it. It's overs cadovers for them over there. So I'm very surprised that people aren't pushing it. I really am.
Did you see the FAA Drone Zone's latest Twitter post or X post?
No. What were they saying?
And the rules before you fly the drone, and it's got a SEMA, showing one of those little toy SEMA drones. So they're DJI's off their list, obviously.
Well, yes. Careful what you wish for, Simon. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like it's a pivotal AUVSI at the moment for all the wrong reasons. It's really, it's a market going, I don't know. But then I suppose, all right, I am thinking it loud. I suppose they are, because they don't know what's happening with tariffs. They don't know what's happening with all sorts of other things. So I suppose industry is sit back going, don't know. Ask people on sport. It's very interesting. Now, that was a little mini rant from me. Now, before we started, Bruce asked me if I had seen something that's nothing to do with drones. It often goes the way of it's just me and him. And this is, let me share this. And I actually asked Bruce, is this thing true? Is this really true?
Well, it's going to be.
$20,000.
Yeah.
Reserved for 50. Wow. I mean, what was that Tesla thing? It was huge money, wasn't it, to reserve it?
The Cybertruck, yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually what the Cybertruck should have been. This is what the Cybertruck should have been, because they said initially with the Cybertruck 30 grand or something, didn't they? And it turned out to be like 80 grand. But this is what people want. It's a cheap utility vehicle that can turn into an SUV or a Jeep lookalike, or it can be turned into anything you want. And you can 3D print your own body panels. You can customize it to suit yourself. There's no paint jobs. It's all done with vinyl wrap if you want it. And some of the really smart stuff. See that there where it says like this. Instead of the big LCD screen you get in your Teslas and things, which cost a fortune, with this one you get in and you put your phone in a holder and it becomes the screen. I mean,
it becomes
carrying the screen with you. So why not? It just seems like sensible, because I've always said, I wish they made cars like the old Morris Minor. You could fix it with a hammer and a screwdriver. And now we're going back to super simplicity. Get rid of all the fancy lane assist and the crap that a lot of people don't need. Just give us the basic stuff that's going to be reliable, cheap, and the depreciation on this will be much lower than your Cybertruck.
Well, yes, because you're not. Well, that's an interesting comparison. Let's go Ford Maverick, and then. Oh, there you are. Now, the 1985 Toyota SR5 pickup is kind of what we've got.
That's what I've got. Yeah, pretty much what I've got.
Yeah, very, very similar to that.
It's the perfect vehicle. In South Africa, it's called the Bucky.
It is. Yes, so it is. And, but it's, I tell you what's beginning to get popular here, but now I've forgotten the name of. Are they called K cars? Little Japanese, even smaller, little Japanese things. Those little pickups have been get very popular here because you can just chuck stuff on the back, and they're not too expensive, so it doesn't really make, because when you're chucking stuff on the back of a utility vehicle, you're chucking stuff on. You're not placing it gently in bubble wrap and making sure the thing is, you know, no scratches, no dents, no knocks. You're just chucking it on. So they're cheap enough that you can chuck stuff on. I wonder how. So, well, really, all they're making is a chassis for this, isn't it?
But even for something, it's simplicity, the elegant simplicity. It's actually not a bad looking vehicle, to be totally honest. Better than a lot of these bloody gaudy things coming out of Korea and China with all the horrible big grills and all that sort of rubbish they seem to throw on them. I mean, it's function defines form. That's what we've got here.
But it does look just like a Range Rover in this modification.
Yeah. Well, that's the sort of sporty version, but there's one with a vertical back window as well, which is their SUV version. But you bolt on that back section, that cover, you bolt it on. Everything can be done at home with a screwdriver and a set of Allen keys. You can reconfigure the whole vehicle just by buying the panels.
I wonder if it'll make all sorts of emission standards, not emission standards. NCAP, most EVs is the sort of NCAP rules for bumpers and all
apparently
that. Apparently,
it's got safety design in mind. It's safety rated and everything, but without the things like lane change and all that sort of stuff that a lot of people don't want. If you're not driving on a freeway, why do you need a lane change?
Yeah, I wouldn't need it here. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
So they've whittled out. They've taken out all the fluff and just left you with the core package, which is what most people want.
When did this come out? Did this come out?
It was announced a while ago. I think it's 18 months before they start shipping. But Jeff Bezos is funding it, so they're not going to be short of money.
Yeah, right-wheel drive, says Seema Dragon, I think. Are rear-wheel drive or right-wheel drive?
Yes, rear-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive. It's just rear-wheel drive.
Just rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But that'll just be electric motors in the back, so you won't be having that prop shaft coming through the middle and all that sort of thing. And
it's probably got a built-in calendar, so you can time your 0 to 60 time.
Sundial. Wow, what a thing. And
I can see why they call it slate now. It's like a blank slate. You're starting with a very generic thing, and you can customize it yourself. Get your 3D printer out, reprint bits and pieces, and I mean, it's brilliant.
It is, isn't it? Now, what's Nord saying? I just want to put out a Q Fimi X8T. I'm not quite understanding what you're after there, Nord Sky. I want to put out a Q Fimi. Oh, question about it. 2006 and. For a Fimi, sounds a bit rich to me. How much would the crew in the comments pay for a Fimi? I think that's a bit rich, wouldn't you think, Bruce?
Yeah.
Even with the thermal multi-sensor. Let's have a look at it. Fimi 8 XT. Because it quite simply isn't, sadly, a DJI. Oh, it's a Fimi MMC UAV. Oh, I didn't realise that. I like MMC. Okay, here it is. Right, let's share this tab instead. Present. Why are you not letting me share that? Share screen. Okay, from here. I don't know. What a pity everyone's at AUVSI. We could be asking them.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure.
Those thermal sensors they use on the FPV drones in Ukraine must be pretty cheap because they're sure as hell using a lot of them and losing a lot of them.
They are. Well, they make them in country now, don't they? So it's there's some spectacular stuff happening there. And maybe the reason that it's not all showing up at AUVSI is because the West honestly doesn't have an answer to how good they are at getting that stuff out there. Maybe that's.
And what about that new Mavic drone? It can do a roll and the camera stays dead level.
I'm seeing people not enjoying it. You've got to look at Moke Truck. Mini Moke? Is it Mini Moke, Johnny?
I remember the Mini Moke, the mini base thing. Remember those? The Prisoner.
Official
TV series, The Prisoner.
Yeah. I'm not a number.
I'm a free man.
Exactly.
Number 6.
Electric
number
Moke.
1.
Moke International. Is that what you mean, Johnny? Oh, Anthony Bishop. Oh, Johnny. You devil. Of course I'd like one of those. Of course I would. Gosh. That'll fit in with my Mediterranean lifestyle just perfectly.
Look at that, eh?
Yeah.
Don't get the S version, though, because they put the S before Moke and then they catch fire.
Smoke. Yeah, very good. 33 kilowatts, 4 hours. Oh. Yeah.
How much is it, right? How much?
Oh. Let's see. Test drive our story, become a part. It's not going to tell us. If you have to ask, Bruce.
Yeah.
If you have to order. Yeah.
That slate thing apparently is built in America from American parts.
American plastic. Oh, South Africa. Let's get it delivered here then. Watch it say, no, we're not going to do that. 41,000. We can buy
dollars?
2. Oh. Yeah. Well, 42,000. And 990. Twice the price. Twice the price. Look, and we can. Oh, no extra for that. But and people are going to want it in green for another, or probably that green for another 2,700.
British Racing Green's always good for another 5 miles an hour.
Absolutely. I'm trying this week on the car show.
We get Robert Llewellyn on, eh?
Oh yeah. Do you listen to his ones?
Oh, occasionally.
Of course, you've worked with him in the past.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Actually, he's a really down to earth guy.
Citroen Imahari. Oh, Citroen are bringing out an Imahari. I'm trying to get to. The Mahari was the Citroen sort of.
They should have a Citroen 2 CVE.
There are, and I'd love one. That's the Mahari. It's a very, very similar thing, and that was a 2CV and that's got 4-wheel drive. It's got 4-wheel drive by having an engine at the back and the front. No, that one hasn't, but there were 2CVs with it, so I'd like one of those. And there is electric 2CVs, but they are incredibly expensive.
Simon wants to know if he's on the wrong channel. No, this is the drone channel. The industry's just changing a bit. That's all.
It was Bruce's fault. He started. It's not my fault. It's Bruce's fault. He started with.
If we want to get on track, did you see that guy David Burrett's post to X? He says we have recently started pulling stats from our networks of receivers. Thought you might find this interesting, and he's got some stats from remote. Or obviously, I don't know if it's Aeroscope or Remote ID. It must be Aeroscope because the distance is involved. Where he's got a whole lot of stats, and he says here, I'm sure the person flying the DJI Air S or 2S in Texas had a waiver or really good eyesight, given the drone was 18 miles from the pilot. The same goes for folks flying over 3,200 feet above ground level in Michigan and Delaware. So he's going through the records and pulling out all the offenses. And I basically said, this is how they will fund network remote ID. It's the speed cameras for drones, which I mooted way back when America first started talking remote ID. I said, they're just going to automate the whole enforcement process. And if you're caught flying too far away or too high, you get a fine in the mail, and that pays for the service.
Yeah, no, about 100%. That's absolutely what's going to happen. And the flipping UK is going to lead the way with that, which is very sad indeed. Ian's doing other things tonight, but I can certainly say
photography hour. Oh,
no photography hour. I can certainly say that he's been a very, very, very busy boy, and what did I really want to say to that? I wanted to say to that. I don't know. I don't know. Well, remember last week's guest with his operations in Lancashire and him not allowing to have Chris not being allowed to have his delivery drone operations there and all that sort of thing, and they got very upset with it. And remember all the stuff. Well, guess what the CAA announced today? Guess where the airspace modernization support funds to advance shared airspace drone operations in Lancashire, exactly where Chris Croxford's thing was going to be. Oh, what a surprise! So that's not very cool of them. future airspace funding there. So they're obviously working on something and didn't want him to be there, he said. But this is what worries me more than anything else. Leverages operational lessons from the ongoing US traffic management implementation. So yeah, that is almost certainly going to turn into network remote ID in a large part of the UK. Well, not a large part, but a part of the UK. So it's man and drone. We like Bobby, but Wing, I don't know why they're there. I really don't know why they're there. Bobby's done more deliveries than Wing.
It's interesting though, isn't it, with this whole remote ID thing, given the scope and scale of it and the costs involved, and given the level of commercial drone operation that's out there at the moment versus recreational drone activity, I think recreational users are going to be paying for an infrastructure designed for commercial users. And that's
absolutely. Yeah, no, 1,000%, not 100%, 1,000%. Because yeah, they probably, well, maybe they will, maybe I'm wrong. It depends on how much you're charging per flight. And I think we heard back in the day that the starting was in the UK was going to be £17 a flight. I think that was right. That's what came to the top of my mind.
Man, when you crash as often as me, that's unaffordable.
It is unaffordable.
Some of my flights are only 2 seconds long.
Well, maybe it makes it affordable at 17 quid a go for 100,000 drone delivery things of whatever flavour.
But how can you deliver economically?
Well, Bobby seems to have.
Charge.
Well, absolutely, yes, yeah. Straight away, it knocks it on the head. But why? How is ANRA? So how? Well, in fact, none of the companies involved in this are UK based. Because, well, okay, Bobby's in the island, so we'll give him that, but that's EU. ANRA's not a UK company, and Wing's not a UK company. Am I sounding like a complete gammon? I suppose I am.
What confuses me, though, Gary, is we have people in the UK saying we have to go overseas to test our technology because the regulations are so harsh. People in the USA saying we have to go to the UK to test our stuff because the US regulations. Everybody in a country is going to another country to do their testing because they claim the rules in their countries are too harsh, yet other countries are coming to those countries. What's going on?
ANRA is not a UK base. It had an office above a chip shop in Cranfield.
Isn't it Swiss or something?
No, they're Indian, I think. ANRA. They're not UK.
Well, so you get a curry with your.
Maybe they are now. Maybe there's one way of putting it now because they've got themselves an office, but they did that Cranfield in order to be on top of these future flight people. So they've had undue influence there. It just annoys me. Just absolutely annoys me. There's Bobby here Chris Crockford got a system that works. It all comes together. Did the test flights. Now on your bike. He's not a fit and safe person. Let's get some people in from overseas to do it instead.
I think we need to set up our own regulator, create our own regulator, do a better job, and then just sell it to the government.
Well, they kind of just look at Norway. Yes, and not new, but still. EASA. Yeah, I suppose so, yes. Yes, that's true, Nord Sky Eye in the dark. And of course, the UK is getting a special version of Sora, which doesn't fit with everyone else's Sora. It's just oh, God.
Everybody is leading the world.
Everybody is leading the world, absolutely. So that's come up today. And that was kind of around about AUVSI press releases, but I mean... You know, what really has that got to do with AUSI? And I should share this one actually while I'm thinking about it, just because I've known about this airframe for about 4 years now, and it's finally launched, 3D printed, or what do we say with something manufacturing, isn't it? And it is supposed to work well in Africa. It's designed in Cape Town for anti-poaching operations and all those sort of things. So good luck to them. Good luck to them with it. It's been a long time in the making, and let's see how the eye above does. So I have to say that.
When are we going to see something new? It's all the same sort of stuff these days, isn't it? Everyone's just reinventing that same wheel. When's someone going to do something really revolutionary? We'll all go, woo! Will it happen?
I hope not. I hope not. And I'll tell you why I hope not. I hope not because I don't think we've done enough work with older designs that actually work, haven't proved to work, and they need to come out. I think we're reinventing things. The Superstars. Oh gosh, did you see what's his name's
yeah, Peter
Superstar? Yeah. Oh no, come on. That was a great video.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah. But there's all sorts of stuff in that era, with flaps. And if you can accept you have a circular runway, for argument's sake, 50 meters long, and you make it a circle for all wind directions, you can do a lot. With 50 meters to go and with not too many obstructions on the edge, you could get a platform that would then perform pretty jolly well. Almost like an eVTOL, but without the eVTOL. Well, that's what we haven't done. We've failed to invent enough acronyms and connect them to something along with some renders. That's our biggest failure.
A new slogan: "Fly like you stole it."
Oh, very, very good.
Get your merch now. Links in the description.
Get your merch. Even the unseen Simon's saying the DJI M400 is a step backwards. Simple back. Yeah.
Is it though? Because what about battery transport requirements? There's so many watt hours per battery. Isn't that why they went to multiple batteries as much as anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, the 100 watt hours. Somebody correct me in the comments.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, isn't it? And I thought another thing that I thought would happen is that new DJI Mavic 9947, whatever it is, 3, 4, whatever, with the rotating camera, and then I thought that the way the tablet rotates as well is quite amusing in the thing. Not being available in America, I thought the American market would really kick up about that, but it seems remarkably silent. Really, a little bit of
patriotism.
Well, I thought people would be absolutely jumping up and down that they're not allowed to buy it. Well, they can buy it from overseas, but
it strikes me
DJI aren't sending it there.
Isn't that a solution looking for a problem? Like, what can we do to make our drones better? Oh, I know. Let's let the camera go right around 360 degrees. That's a selling feature. Seriously? I mean, if you've got a big enough sensor, you can do it electronically anyway, but why involve all the mechanics and everything? It just seems to me like they've run out of ideas to make the things a better drone. So let's make it a trick camera. I mean, really?
No, it looks an excellent thing. I'm sure it's a very, very good thing. But yeah, precisely. If that is
3 months down the track, when all the wires are knotted up in a big knot in the back, oh, you're stuffed.
No, it just rubber band. Yeah, that's how you get the flight. You wind it up, and
it's like control line. You got to remember to do as many outside loops as inside loops, or the wires are tangled.
I'd completely forgotten that. I'd completely forgotten that.
Oh, you're young. You've forgotten the good days.
I have. The ENDs for the M4 to be pulled as ENDs. What's an END?
Electronic ND filter.
Okay, as they're all faulty. Really, Simon? So they've already got a run of those heading back to China. Goodness me, that's not so good. But yeah, because they're not going to be at AUVSI, as lots of other Chinese companies aren't going to be there. Very interesting times. I suppose that's the other reason why it's not full of make sure you buy NDAA, because everything there is going to be NDAA.
Here's something that popped up this week. You know, GoPro's share price has fallen through the floor. It's almost worthless now. And I know why that is.
Oh, yeah.
Because so many people flying FPV freestyle used the GoPro insurance thing. You know, you could pay like $44 a month or something. If you destroyed your GoPro, they'd replace it. All the freestyle flyers going in every weekend to get a new GoPro. Just sent them broke.
Funny old thing. Amazing. Just imagine that. I was just to see if I can tempt Philip to talk to us from the show. Let's find the link. Let's see if we can get Philip, because he's there. I know he's there. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this.
Shall I sing? No.
Yeah.
I don't have my auto tune set up.
What's your current beef with anyone? You must have beef with
me? No.
Yeah.
I did nothing after the council stopping me from filming the go-karts.
And Bruce Tube. Tube must be giving you a brief because you've put that out. I've actually said before we started. YouTube is just, I'm getting bored by what it's recommending me as just a casual user. I'm getting bored of the adverts. It feels like it's.
I'm getting furious at the adverts, to be totally honest, because most people will have noticed that you get 2 pre-rolls, sometimes 15-second unskippable. So there's half a minute of your life you never get back. Then you get about a minute of the content, and then another mid-roll break with another couple of unskippable 15-minute. So in the first 2 minutes, 50% of it is advertising, and I just. Every time I watch a YouTube video, it reminds me, do some more work on your own video server, Bruce, because this is unacceptable. I don't want to submit my viewers to that kind of rubbish.
And Netflix,
but you can't just turn off advertising because then they don't promote your videos.
And Netflix is putting advertising in the videos now and the shows that they're showing you.
Yeah.
And it's
got to be AI.
In the paid tier that we're all in, the cheapest one.
Oh no, I'm on the medium one, not the ads funded one, but because it's only SD or something, isn't it? It's not really high definition, or it's only HD, not 1080p. So,
well, you'd be lunatic to have any higher definition one where I live. But it came up on the telly. My 7-year-old boy nearly subscribed to it. Shows the dangers of stuff happening on the TV. It came up on the TV. He said, "Oh, I'll do this." You're like, "No, you won't do that." But thank goodness he asked. Oh, and then Nords has got Cadex Thermal AR box. How to change the color palettes on the Cadex Thermal. Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, what about all the furor over Cadex's NDAs and things? You know, that's really kind of done them any good.
No, not at all. But I mean, it is what the Chinese.
I wrote a column this week about are online reviews now worthless? Because suppliers used to just send out free stuff to review channels and they'd review it and it was all great. Now when they send out free stuff, they're saying, here's the script, here's what you've got to say, this is the number of videos you've got to create. So now online reviews, you can't trust them, because especially if it's something like if I wanted to buy a new vacuum cleaner and I went online, I don't know which are the review channels with integrity and which are just the sales fronts, link in the description. So it completely destroys the value of what was a hugely valuable resource, because now you can't trust reviewers because how many of them are on the take and just following the script. So
I've still got that quote, I can't remember the name of it, that I've had since October, and they keep. But here's the interesting thing. So it's been, remember to start with, the compass was 180 degrees out. I don't like the way the propellers are on and all those sort of things. But every time, so they update the app, and I think, oh, it's going to get better. I'll give it a go. And every time I fly it, after that, 1 or 2 times, and it still hasn't really got a lot better. A lot of my concerns haven't gone away. But the lady from there emails me the next day after I've flown it, and I haven't gone online, and says, "Where's this review? Where's this review?" And I've told her every time she does that, I'm putting it back a month. But I'll tell you, I can tell you what the review is. It's such a shame. It's a thing that could be great, but it's not. But that bloody app is talking to China. It is. It's saying, "Oh, he's flown it." Every time. Canex made the T3. What's the T3? Same Dragon.
It's a Timidor, isn't it?
Yeah. USB phone camera. Oh, I don't know what that is. Well, look, we're not getting Philip. No one else has joined us. I did send a link because you're here, so it must have worked.
They're all in the hospitality tent. They're all in the hospitality tent.
On again, I know Philip on Wednesday has a party at a place called the Rustic, somewhere near the conference center. So I know he's got some beers in, and he's got all the world's mugs. He sent me a picture of all the mugs they sent over there, thousands of mugs. So they'll fill them bona fide pirate. Okay, they'll fill it with fill your mugs with beer. I don't know. But I think if we haven't heard any more, I think we'll just have a short one this evening. What do you say, Bruce?
Yeah. It might as well. I'm just waiting for the DJI band to come in and all the people that fly DJI FPV to go, what? When did this happen? What's happened?
Well, yeah. Well, what they'll say is but we haven't heard anything this year. Yeah, that was last year, and it didn't happen, and we haven't heard anything. So why has it happened? It really, we are getting to the point where if the 3-letter agencies have proof that it's cool to use DJI and everything's okay, they would have presented it. They are not going to present it at the very last second and say, "Ha, look, we told you so." They're going to get it squared away, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm thinking that analog FPV drones with that remote ID are going to be like guns with the serial numbers filed off. They're going to be extremely valuable on the black market. I'm building a whole lot now just for that. I make a fortune.
Just for that. That's the very reason. And also, if you think about it, there is a chance that the economy, by the time December 31st rocks around in America, is really trashed, and they won't be able to follow through with doing these sort of things, because they'll have to be selling something over there. And yeah, I think it's just the uncertainty, isn't it? It's the uncertainty all around in all things. If DJI gets banned,
was he gone away?
Ooh. What's that? Oh, did I go away?
You lost a whole lot of bits there for a minute.
Oh, well, they weren't important bits. I've got a bucket full of them down here. I've got some replacement ones.
Oh, cool. You've got a cache.
The cache. Exactly right. So wake up to the job is likely. Oh, you are seeing John. Oh, okay. No, I didn't think people were. And I don't think they're spending enough time researching alternatives.
Well, it could be this open source HD video gear. It may be the incentive it needs to actually kick off and become actually useful. Because if people can't get DJI equipment, then maybe this will be something that a lot of resource will be poured into, and we'll end up with the same situation we have with radio control equipment, where companies make the hardware and the community makes the software.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see, because I'm sure, like our dear viewers here, you lot in the comments are technical enough to build your own gear and crack on with it and meet the requirements. So really, the group that'll be moving away is your casual fly, like my flipping brother and my nephews and things. They're just dangerous. They're frankly dangerous. They're worse than me with the things, but they are. Just go to the shop, buy it, and it works. And my brother, he just has no sense of the history of the whole thing and everything. And he's just saying, "No, look, it works. It's supposed to do this, isn't it? Get up there behind my motorbike and follow me, and all these things." It'll be that group of people that disappear. Really,
it's interesting. I've been sort of analyzing, and I can see that. I'm only getting a fraction of the number of videos I used to get from about model aircraft and FPV and so forth. Look at my subscription list. I'm still subscribed to heaps of channels, but so many content creators just stopped posting stuff. They're obviously not doing it anymore. And so are we undergoing quite a contraction of the whole community? I don't know. It looks like it from this point of view, but you never know. YouTube might just be not doing its thing.
Well, exactly, because it depends what metric you're using to measure that, doesn't it? If YouTube aren't telling us,
but if I'm subscribed, they should be putting them, in my feed when they issue a video. In fact, I've gone through some of the channels that haven't put videos out for months. It's like everyone's just shut up shop and waiting for something to happen, or found another hobby.
Chris iForce 2D's channel never. I'm surprised, rang the bell and all that. Never comes up for me. Never ever. No, the only time I see he's got a new video is when I happen upon it.
Stumble.
Yeah, I just stumble on it. And John says, I think Trump won't save DJI either. I think he will. I have a hunch he will, which would be bad news. And that's just a hunch, but that would be bad news if
good Taylor,
if you're developing. Oh, wasn't it? But you're building your NDAA solution, whatever, because you're fairly convinced that in December there's going to be a ban, and then there isn't a ban, then you're stuffed. You're stuffed with your saving the day machine. But how many people build their own car now? I built 2 kit cars. Yeah, that was never really a big thing there, Simon. I mean, building kit cars, was it? Was there really that many people building them? I don't think so. Or have I gone?
Patrick McGowan did for the prisoner.
He did.
He had that Lotus 7. An original too.
Oh, here comes Jill. Here comes the show. Oh, here's the show. There he is. Right. Now,
critical deadlocks.
You're on the live.
That's not problem.
Hello.
You're on the live.
Oh, Gary.
You shouldn't have told him. You shouldn't have told him. You should say hello to the Law.
It's a real live.
Gary on SOS. Hey, Gary.
Hey, it's Tom. Hello, Tom. How's it
Okay.
Hang on, I'm looking. Yeah.
Better let them know they're being watched by a handful of viewers around the world.
Yes, absolutely. How's it, gentlemen?
Yes, I figured that bit out.
How's it, gentlemen? How's it, gentlemen?
It's good. It's good here. How is the show so far?
Let me change your camera.
Okay.
How to change your camera at the phone?
That's
okay, give you time.
It's fine, new phone.
Special time. Okay, please.
Yeah, there we go.
Professionals, each and every one of them.
Exactly. These are professionals all around.
Camera. At the front, camera.
Oh, hello, Jill. Oh, he was on both sides. There's 2 of them.
Hello. We got Stefan here.
Stefan. Oh, Stefan, how you doing?
Jonathan's running away over there.
Oh,
We got Tom. And we got lots of other stuff around. Our booth's way over there, but anyway.
Yeah, how many, I mean, what sort of time of day is it over there? What time is it?
Actually, 4:37.
Oh, okay. So most people have gone home then, or was it empty all day?
No, it's pretty full. Yeah, it's pretty full.
Pretty full.
Yeah. Now that there's no DJI, everyone's pretty busy.
That's just what we were talking about. You got exactly. That's exactly where I wanted to go.
Look, yeah, it is really busy here. Really busy. There is still plenty of Chinese companies here.
Okay.
But I've seen a couple of companies that are sort of doing DJI support stuff. Like there's, drone in a box stuff and Esri and people like that are here. But yeah, I haven't actually. Have you seen a DJI drone? I haven't even seen a DJI drone. But then again, I haven't managed to around the place that much. But yeah.
Island's there. We can go to find Island.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a whole lot of ArduPilot and cubes.
Lots of cubes, lots of ArduPilot. Yeah.
So are people actively selling? You need to really be thinking about the NDAA thing. Are they saying, "Come on"?
Sort of. There's still a lot of misinformation around it. Like there's companies that have rebranded that are Chinese companies that are here that feel that rebranding is enough to fix the problem.
That'll do it.
Or they're moving to Malaysia or they're moving to Singapore and they think that's going to help. So they're not understanding the concept, unfortunately, for them. And then we've still got the same old thing of people not understanding that all of our cubes are NDAA compliant and blah, 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 and insisting on using blue and blah, blah, blah. So, that's pretty common. Yeah. So, anyway.
And I forgot what I was going to say. Is there anything blindingly wow that's still or new? Because we were just discussing it's all the same.
Blindingly wow. I think a lot of it is. There is much of the same, but I do think that there's a little bit of settling in the industry. Like this year has been the push for made outside of China. So people are just copying stuff and making it outside of China. So there's that. I mean, there's 1,000,000,001 flight controllers available now, so plenty of competition. They'll thin out again over the next couple of years, but so I do think a lot of it's about settling, just people figuring out what can and can't be done, what's sensible. And then you've got your, I don't know, everyone's trying to build the top dollar drone and all that sort of stuff. So that's all still there. So, yeah.
Many military FPV small stuff there.
Not
Bomb
really.
mounts.
Not really. I mean, you know, the Australian military drone racing team are here. Yes.
Philip, correct. Those are the people that won, aren't they?
They are. They are the ones that beat England
they
and
won.
beat Singapore and beat America. Yes, they won.
And
yes.
But I believe I've seen posts that would suggest that America won. Which
America did win the individual. They won the individual. So,
but weren't
yes.
That's the only
military.
one that counts, eh? It's the only one
So
that counts.
the Americans had a professional drone racing pilot who happened to be a veteran. So well played for the Americans. They did win the individual, but that's good. It's a team game, not an individual game. So
Don't those shaped cars just slow them down on the corners, though?
Well, the
it was some pretty incredible racing. It was good. It was really good. Yeah.
Well, I suspect the Ukrainians would do quite well if they turned up, but they're a touch busy.
Blow everyone else up.
To a certain point, I mean, I must say their flying is a very different style. They are not trying to
not go through gates.
Back to home. So yeah, it is a very different style. These guys are crazy. What they can do, I can't understand how they can move their thumbs as quick as they can. But yeah.
I think you get to an age and it's actually impossible for people of an age. I don't think it's possible. Now, look, you're obviously busy, so I must let you go. Have you got any questions before I let them go, Bruce?
No, I never have questions.
You never have questions.
Bruce,
smart comments.
There are quite a few vehicles that I've seen lately that are inspired by your original troublemaking. That is becoming a very common thing. The DIY ICBM.
I'm available as a consultant on an hourly basis.
And I did spend some time down in the Atlas F bunker last week, underground in a nuclear missile silo. That was fun. It was previously owned by an Australian, and his gardener apparently is growing weed down there. But anyway, moving on. Details.
Make peace, not war.
Make peace, not war.
Why is that not surprising? Yeah.
And Philip, I understand there's a party coming up shortly.
There is a party coming up tomorrow night. So we've got we've got the crap. I forgot the name of the place. Hang on, here we go.
The Rustic. There we are. The Rustic.
The Rustic.
Ooh.
Hang on.
Is that a
You got the
colour for
Aero
Cube?
Systems West team here.
Hello. How's it?
And we've got a couple of air drones sitting here, which is pretty cool. Nice.
Show us the some orange thing in the middle. Show us the show us the stand and the important thing about the stand.
Yes, the stand. So last year we had a few run-ins with the event staff. They said that we needed to have their help because it involved tools. So we replaced our stand with a blow-up stand made of stand-up paddleboard material. And so now you just connect air to it and it pumps up. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. It'll serve as a drone racing gate afterwards. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. The inflatable stand to avoid the charges. That's very good. It's not the gold. There is a gold cube. Is it gold cube or red?
It is a red cube. So like red style, but actually gold plated. So yes. So yeah. Anyway, there are some. Whoop! Go for it. It's a bit noisy here.
So, and that's the prize at the party that you are invited to.
Correct.
Lord. You everybody's invited to the party.
Everyone's invited. We've got flyers up for people who are here, but anyone's welcome to come. And free food and drinks for the first 300. Everyone else gets booted away at the door. So There you go. you got a hard limit of 300 apparently. So, yeah.
Oh wow.
Mind you, if you can't get into us, Silvis is running one right next to ours. So take their food and then come in and party with us.
Yeah.
So,
That's definitely that would be my vote as well. Take as many parties as you can in these things.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Think Flights. So you should have gone just for that. You should have just gone just for that party, because you would have seen a little autopilot that might be very useful for your
Did you see this?
For your, what's it say on that? Yeah. Oh, major sponsor thing, is it? Is that what you mean?
Nah, we only sponsored these. We couldn't afford to be a major sponsor. But they may have previously been Arterion.
How's it? Okay.
Hello, everyone.
How's it, Michael?
Very good.
That's Mike.
Show's going well.
Is it? Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. I'm pleased.
I've got them all on leads, eh? Look at that. Got them on leashes. Why is that?
What's that?
What's
All the stuff.
Leashes, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Thomas here.
How's it, Thomas? How's it?
Thomas Stone, IR Lock. So, yeah, we got. Yeah, I would say all the cool people are here, but you two aren't. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
It's just making the point, then, isn't it?
It is making the point. Yeah, he's.
I mean,
really
I'd love to have.
He's really
I'd
nasty.
love to have Bruce come over to America, but I think he'd be arrested on sight. So.
Yeah, I'd never get past the gate at the border.
Yeah. They'd probably tattoo something on your fingernails and send you down south. Yeah.
And a little teardrop on my cheek here, be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Are we allowed to make those jokes while in the US?
I don't know.
No, we
You'll
are.
find out.
We're not. We're not there.
I promise I have nothing tattooed on my fingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas has got this look on his face of, oh dear.
Wow. It's all right. You may yet get to live overseas.
Yes.
All right, we'll let you go, boys. You have fun.
No worries.
Parties tomorrow night. Enjoy that,
Yeah.
and we'll speak again soon. All right. Cheers, guys.
You got Chris. Chris Sweeting here.
How's it, Chris? How you doing? How you doing? It's a very
Okay.
go to the bar. All right.
All right.
Cheers, boys.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
See you, mate.
Bye. Well, there we are. There's the show. Oh no, he's still here. I can't diss him now. He's there.
Did you
he
notice?
is. Yeah.
Bald is the new hair.
Bald
Everyone's
is the new
bald.
hair.
It's the new style, mate. Gary is so 1960s at the moment.
I've got this. I'm all right with this. That kind of thing. It didn't look well. He said it was 4:30, didn't it? It didn't look all that busy to me.
No.
But
And there's a new
are.
cube,
Maybe
the rustic coloured cube, which has very sloppy
Rustic.
tids. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's his little node thing. I want him to. He must send me. I want him to send me one. I've got to.
Yeah, I want one too.
I want that. That's the one I'm quite interested in, just for the size of the thing. Except it's very interesting to have the power.
It's not so much the size, but the smallness, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Just a little tiny thing. It was very interesting. Yeah, I'll have to rewind that and see what he said. Listen to him again about the consolidation in the industry. What does that mean? Is that boss speak for nothing much is happening?
Or a lot of people are going to go out of business.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was
I think
thinking.
the only growth business, I mean, let's face it, Teal or Red Cat spotted it well. FPV drones, that's the growth of the military drone business at the moment.
But they're not. I thought that military drone racing thing over there, where America claimed the victory, very nicely summed up where they're at in the whole scheme of things. They didn't win the team event. They didn't have a serving military member. It was an individual race, and then they claimed that as the win. It's like,
but it doesn't matter because let's face it, the US Army isn't going to go off to AliExpress and buy 50,000 FPV drones, are they?
And that's for today. What about tomorrow? Because I don't think that's the scale. I don't think people have really got a handle on the scale of what's required.
And they're mostly one-time use in combat. They're like artillery shells, but they're cheaper than artillery shells. So
much
how many
cheaper
artillery
than
shells does the US have? There could be tens of millions of these drones going into a cupboard somewhere.
Oh, well, your stuff is cool, things like, you know, I realise that, but it's tight dynamics, 3D.
Well, they want
If it's one way,
York, don't they?
if it's one way, I can go, oh, what license to do it? Because you might be making nasty things. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and there was a US. In New York, they wanted to put licensing on 3D printers because they can be used to print firearms.
That's crazy. Won't work, will it? That ship has sailed. It's gone.
Tried prohibition in the 20s.
It's over the horizon and most of the way to you. It's gone. It's well over the horizon, that ship. But what did I want to say? The 3D printers are okay for one-way drones. Okay, that kind of makes sense as long as they fly. But if you're wanting to fly the thing more than a few times, they really aren't all that strong. And if you have somebody will argue with this about this. They're very angry with me for saying it, but I'm going to say it, that foam board, the aerodynamic advantage in lovely curved shapes that are small, so it's not really worth the effort of many hours of printing the thing. We could go with some hot glue and have a shape that would do the same thing for good enough. That's what never let.
Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
Yeah, exactly, Mr. Reynolds and his numbers.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the bottom line, isn't it? Yeah, okay, we're making a larger thing. I can start seeing the point. But then if you're making a larger thing, it's going to get too heavy if you 3D print it. Well, I will think, what am I saying? We've got an absolute aerodynamic genius in the chat, so I'm out of line saying that. Well, that's just my layman's take on it.
I saw a video the other day, fixed wing drones in Ukraine, and they got a couple of aluminium tubes, some foam core board for the tailplane, and a servo taped to the vertical stabilizer. It's real Heath Robinson stuff, but again, it's a one-time use, and so why would you put any more effort into it than needs be?
Yeah, exactly. That's a SPAD on rails, I think, is the one you quite often see.
Much, yeah.
Always doing that, and you remember those SPAD simple plastic airplane designs? Yeah. They were all the rage, and that's for a long time down here. Is basically what I made because I could nick estate agent signboards from everywhere and get the tube.
It's free advertising for them.
No, exactly. Yes, sold loads of houses. Did loads of houses, but to get the balsa wood, and it cost a fortune. All the proper modelling stuff cost an absolute fortune. Couldn't afford it. So that's
they still make balsa wood.
That sort of thing grows on trees.
I remember the days we used to carve out models out of solid trees. Yeah, not anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see them lifting those, then they are like. But hobby balsa wood was. When did I can't think when I last bought some. So I have no idea what it costs.
Can't afford to buy. It's like gold, man. It's ridiculous.
Is it? Has it gone through the roof?
Expensive now. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. I think I looked at a piece of 1.5 mil or 16th inch, 4 inch, 100 mils by 30, like not quite a meter. I think it was $6 or something, New Zealand money. That's crazy money for just a thin piece of wood.
Especially for something that might end up as a heap of. Well, a lot of it turns to dust.
If I gave it to someone else to buy, yes, but.
No, of course, yes, of course. And Simon saying 35 years remember making corrugated cardboard toffee dropper box shaped RC planes, fleet controller. Yeah,
fleet controller. Fleet RC. He must be from England.
Yeah, we've all done things like that.
They were a name
Nord's saying he loves his Viper from Titan. Yeah, look, Titan, they make lovely designs. There's no denying it. They are lovely looking curvy things, but if you were to put them in a wind tunnel and put some load on it, and it depends what your use case is. And of course, we fly a model. Well, Bruce, not me, but Bruce flies his model airplanes in a way that he does want to try and use them again. So you're careful with them, aren't you? And it's not a thing you're going to hand to a squaddy, because that's what you're doing. You're going to make a thing you're going to hand to a soldier. It's got to be robust. And that Corvo, for instance, it's doing so well. The Australian made a foam board They're doing really well in Ukraine. Those things, balsa wood, and seriousness.
I've been printing some 3D printer stuff. I know something I haven't seen people doing. I've been printing up some almost like extrusions in 3D printing, so you can slot your foam board in. So to make your wing, it's got like a little slot thing, slot piece on each side.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that might be a great way to build models in the future, rather than having to hot glue stuff and get the angles right or whatever. And so far it's working pretty good. I've got a model.
I can see that. I can definitely see that as a logical marriage of techniques. To get yourself that rapid prototyping, and the idea of having a container on a battlefield that's printing the stuff, I mean, that's just nonsense, because it'll be hot and dusty and whatever, but it's just a bloody great big target. It's like,
exactly,
why would you do it? Whereas if you had foam board and the parts and maybe your clips, that could be flat packed. And it could be sent to the very front line, because just imagine the number of flight controllers and motors that are raining down on the battlefield.
You can pick them up everywhere, all over the battlefield.
Well, precisely. You need people, youngsters that know how to rebuild stuff. Well, of course, Ukrainians are booby trapping all these things left, right, and centre. They're putting spyware onto the flight controllers to infect the Russian laptops that might then use it to do that sort of thing. But that, you need battlefield builders. Oh, trademark, better write that down.
Trump's a clever man, isn't he? Because he signed this minerals deal with Ukraine for all the rare earth, and he knows the fields are littered with neodymium out of quad motors and things. He knows there's so much rare earth materials and gold from connectors and things.
Exactly.
He's getting all that. Doesn't even have to dig for it, just scrape the top layer off.
Well, it's like lead on the M25, isn't it? Now that was unleaded petrol's gone away, but they reckon there was enough lead around the M25 to almost be viable to try and scoop it up. So it's exactly the same sort of thing. And if you were into getting fiber optic, then, or if you could monetize the fiber optic, I believe
you make those nice lamps. Those lamps with all the little strands that come out and fresh from the Ukrainian battlefield. Buy our lamp.
God. Oh,
so many opportunities in war, isn't there?
Shouldn't laugh about it. That's the terrible thing, because it's a horrible war. But yes.
But don't worry, Trump's going to stop it within his first day in office. Within the first 24 hours, he's going to put an end to that war.
If they elect him, that's right.
And he wouldn't lie. He's a politician.
No. It's. Well, hopefully Ukraine will win soon, because then we'll all be getting cheap flight controllers.
I read in the Daily Mail today, the modern Nostradamus, the guys who predicted so many things, says the war will not end, but it will be brought to a halt. It'll be a ceasefire sort of thing. But then the real risk is that someone's going to blow up a nuclear reactor and pollute a large area of Europe.
Well, if we're going now the war live stream, we started off as the electric vehicle live stream. What about the Pakistan-India thing? What are the implications of that?
Israel bombing the Iranian nuclear facilities. That's probably the most likely next step. I think Pakistan and India realised that it would be suicide to engage in any kind of nuclear conflict. But I think Israel is more ideologically driven, and they've got the backing of the US. I think they may take action against Iran, because Iran has said, we will not sign a deal,
But that, back to India, Pakistan, if that aerial battle really happened with as is suggested, then that's a massive kick in the slats for Raphael and big one up for the Chinese airframes. Well, if that rolled out like it really did.
Yeah, I think the Raphaels are designed for easy surrender.
Well, okay, fair enough.
They are French. They are French.
They are French, yeah, absolutely.
But they'll set up a resistance movement.
They will. Thank goodness we have very few people watching from France. Thank goodness.
You won't even notice the demonetization.
Oh, yeah, there'll be tenths of cents.
I trust you'll be putting all your videos on BruceTube.
If BruceTube happens, then that's where I'll go.
Yeah, that's the place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Carl War General Band. That's kind of as it's been, isn't it, tonight? That is how it's been. We're going to come up to the hour. I'm going to try and end this on the hour because it's just the two of us. Everyone else has
You got
shows
15
and things.
seconds.
All of you out there, be careful. Look after yourselves. We'll see you again, and we'll have some guests next week. At 2100 Gin and Tonic. Look after yourselves wherever you're in the world. Be careful out there, everyone.
5,
Take care.
4, 3,
3.